on, boys.
Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 I've created a monster, cause nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want Shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want Shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the rag and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me so let me see.
Come on, Tim. We back with Albert.
Come on and dip, come on your lips. Fuck that, come on your lips.
Come on, Tim.
Get ready, cause this shit's about to get heavy. I just settled all my lawsuits. Fuck you,
Baby, come on.
Just follow me, cause we need a little controversy. Cause it feels so empty without me. I said this looks like a job for me. So cause we need a little controversy.
Come on, boys. Guess who's back?
Kids feeling rebellious, embarrassed. The parents
Come on, guess who's back?
They start feeling like prisoners helpless. Till someone comes along on a mission and yells, a visionary, vision is scary. Can start a revolution, polluting the airwaves.
I love this song.
Just let me revel and bask in the fact that I got everyone kissing my ass, and it's a disaster. Such a catastrophe for you to see so damn much of my ass. You ask for me? Well, I'm
Guess who's back? Come on, boys. Come on, shake it loose a little. Shake it loose a little. The depression is gone. Let's go. Come on, boys. 2 gas. Let's go. Looks like good job for me. Come on, sing it, boys. Everybody, just follow me. Come on, Turbo G. Woo! We're back. You can get your ass kicked worse than them little limp biscuit bastards. And Moby, you can get stomped by Obi. You 36-year-old boy that fat. Okay, that one. We'll stop before we get to that line. All right, yo, it's so good to be back, my friends. Hello, Mr. Tim. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you guys for being here. Welcome back to the stream. Oh, I forgot to start the Twitch through that whole thing. Dang. Feels bad. Twitch missed out on that. Rough. All right, you guys. I got something here for us. We're going to take a look at this.
This guy.
This is an OG video, a classic video. I'm sure our boy Tim knows this one. All right. We're back, boys. We are back. You know what that means.
You got one good line.
One
Give
good
me a
line.
You use. While you in that ass, you tearing it up, you talking shit, JoJo.
What do you say?
It ain't even over yet.
It ain't even over yet.
You got
One good line.
Give me a line you use. While you in that ass, you tearing it up, you
JoJo.
talking shit, JoJo.
What do you say?
What do you say?
It ain't even over yet. Oh, dude. Oh, classic. I love that one. Oh, that's so good. 45 plus experience. Yo, oh my god. Dang, 45 plus. Feels bad, man. What year is that from? I'm not sure. It's so funny though.
This guy's
so funny.
You
got one good line. It ain't even over yet. I'll post it in the chat here. Okay. All right, you guys. Welcome back. Yes, I did cut the old hair. The hair is gone. We got a haircut here. Looking like a proper Tommy boy. Feeling good. Gotten some good compliments on the cut so far. So not too bad, not too bad. We cut it for the event that shall not be named yet. So cut for nothing. Cut the old power flow for nothing. Oh well. Welcome back in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here and joining me. I really appreciate you guys hanging out here once again. Let's go ahead and get into today's subject matter. You know what it is. So, if you saw my message on Discord, we're going to be continuing on with our studies into Fluent Python here. And that being said, yo, Insomniac, how's it going? Yeah, we're still here, so obviously not well. Yeah, so I had an interview, didn't go too hot. Dude, I was just so, I'm gonna be real with you guys, I was so nervous. I could not even, like, I was sick. Like, I was just so nervous, I was sick. I had me doing crunches and push-ups before it. I was, like, oh, dude, I couldn't even think. I couldn't type. My hands were so, like, it just really took all the fun. And the reason why I got into this, it took it all away. And so, you know, reflecting back on that, yeah, it was a good experience, but, man, I just did not enjoy that one bit. Like, even if I did good, like, the whole prep and leading up to it, I just, still, it wouldn't have been, like, a very good experience, even if I would have done good. So, I don't know. We'll have to reflect and see where we want to go from here regarding, you know, employment opportunities in the field and if we want to continue to pursue them. But, yeah, LeetCode is dead. LeetCode's dead. So, FYI, they ain't be asking no LeetCode questions no more. You got to solve, like, a problem for, like, 35 minutes. And then if you can't solve that one, you get forced to go on to the next one. Yeah, so it's brutal out there, man. Anyways, I'm being transparent with you guys, so it's whatever. Yes, I was very bummed. I was very sad, but it is okay. We live and learn. We will move on, and we will get him next time. Maybe. Okay, so we're going to be getting into Fluent Python again today. I, you know, had the realization that with all of our studying going on with like LeetCode grinding and algorithms, yes, we got some good practice with a lot of things like matrices and algorithms and some problem solving and thinking, but, you know, I really started to actually, you know, lack some of my more intermediate and more, you know, fluent Python skills because I was kind of studying a lot of other things. And so it's just kind of interesting because maybe I would have done better had I just continued on with my books and my reading here. So after that reflection, we're going to get back to our roots here. I know you guys might not enjoy the reading as much, but in all honesty, you guys, like, this is where I learn a majority of the things and able to interpret them and grow in terms of Python and fluency and building my projects. This is where it really all comes from, is in these books, and just kind of getting familiarity with the topics in them. And so we do need to continue. So I'm only going to do like 20 or 25 minutes of reading at the beginning of the streams. I'm going to keep on that. It's my goal is to keep going with reading at the beginning of the streams. And then we'll go into project work and we can watch some videos or something while we're doing projects and stuff and make it more fun and interactive. But, you know, we keep going with the readings and calculus and stuff. What really, keep grinding here. Yeah. Hey Douglas, how's it going, my guy? Welcome back in, my friend. Got to bring it to a level where you think it becomes common. Yeah, exactly. All right. So I think I'm going to start off here at NumPy. All right, I think this is a good place where we can go here. Let me see where my notes are. Well, I'm on chapter 3 actually. Okay, so we're on practical consequences. Okay, so this is where we are here. Hey, Big Task, how you doing, dude? Poured up. Flashback. Yeah, we're gonna be working on Stalker today. So I'm gonna be just building, and hey, thanks for the subs, you guys. I appreciate you guys being here and subbing along. If you're new, thank you guys so much for the love. Appreciate you guys so much. Okay. The hash table partial consequences of how dict works. The hash table implementation of Python's dict is very efficient, but it's important to understand the practical effects of this design. Keys must be hashable objects. They must implement proper dunder hash and dunder EQ methods, as described in what is hashable on page 84. Item access by key is very fast. A dict can have millions of keys, but Python can locate a key directly by computing the hash code of the key and deriving the index offset into the hash table, with the possible overhead of a small number of tries to find a matching entry. Key ordering is preserved as a side effect of a more compact memory layout for a dict in CPython 3.6, which became an official language feature in 3.7. Despite its new compact layout, dicts inevitably have a significant memory overhead. The most compact internal data structure for a container would be an array of pointers to the items. Compared to that, a list table needs to store more data per entry, and Python needs to keep at least 1/3 of the hash table rows empty to remain efficient. To save memory, avoid creating instant attributes outside of the dunder init method. Okay. The last tip about instance attributes comes from the fact that Python's default behavior is to store instance attributes in a special dict attribute, which is a dict attached to an instance. Since PEP 412 key sharing dictionary was implemented in Python 3.3, instances of a class can share a common hash table stored with that class. The common hash table is shared by the dunder dict of each new instance that has the same attribute names as the first instance of that class when the dunder init returns. Each instance of dunder dict can then hold only its own attribute values as a simple array of pointers. Adding an instance attribute after dunder init forces Python to create a new hash table just for the dict of the one instance, which was default behavior for all instances before 3.3. According to PEP 412, this optimization reduces memory by 10% to 20% for object-oriented programs. The details of the compact layout and key sharing optimizations are rather complex. For more, please read Internals of Sets and dicts. All right. Hey, Mahan, welcome back in, dude. How you doing? How's the fam? Hopefully they're all right. Working on some Python, nice big task. Let me know what you guys are working and studying on. Welcome back into the stream. We are back after a little bit of a break. The depression has faded. We are back. We have recovered from our humiliation. Okay. I think that this is a large... No, this is not. Okay, even though I didn't write anything, I'm just going to keep it because I might go back and read it again on my own and make some more notes. Okay, set theory. Sets are not new in Python, but are still somewhat underused. The set type and its... Want me to zoom in for you guys a little bit? Sets are not new in Python, but are still somewhat underused. The set type is, right, we know this. I mean, right, we know that a set so I guess I'll just do like this. It's immutable. The set type and its immutable sibling frozen set appeared first in Python in 2.3 standard library and were promoted to built-ins in Python 2.6. In this book, I use the word set to refer to both set and frozen set when talking specifically about the set class. I use constant with font set. A set is a collection of unique objects. A basic use case is removing duplication. Right? Simple.
For how long?
Easy. Oh, Siri, knock it off. Yeah, I've been posting some pretty mighty, meaty stock plays in the Discord. Your boy's been hitting, and hopefully, if any of you guys have taken advantage of, we've been reading the chart, waiting for nice opportunities and striking like a viper, striking like a bee, stinging like a bee. So now we're waiting for things to cool off. I think things might need to cool off for a second, but we gotta be patient and wait for our next move. Okay. A basic use case is removing duplication, right? We know this. We know we can use sets for easy, just unique objects. So I'm going to take this image here. And then I'm making these notes for you guys, so also if you want them, they're for you too. Okay. If you want to remove duplicates but also preserve the order of the first occurrence of each item, you can use the plain dict to do it like this. Dict from keys of the list dot keys, and then you have you can print out that object in dict keys and you convert it back into a list. But also preserve the order. Okay, interesting. If you want to remove duplicates but also preserve the order of the first occurrence of each item. Why would it matter to preserve the order of the first occurrence of each item? So if you have a list L, I mean, why would it matter to have this string versus this string if they're the same, just a string? Oh, because it keeps the last one. Oh, keeps the last occurrence of the one found. So it would remove the two spams, keep these guys, remove this guy, keep these three here. No, but we have eggs here. So why does it give us back? Is it just random? Because order is not preserved in a set like it is a list, right? But order and uniqueness is preserved within a tuple. Been working a lot lately. I'm working on 2 projects simultaneously. Nice, dude. Top 3 buys. Dude, honestly, I got, this is not financial advice, but my top 3 buys, ones I'm actually buying right now, I am buying Apple stock at 200. Anything below 200, anything below really at 205, I think you should just keep kind of slowly accumulating with the price target of, like, if you're going short to mid, the price target of like 230, 235. If you're going long, like 270. But obviously Apple you can just hold probably forever too. And then now this is more, now it's not risky, but I do believe very heavily in the company. I just wish things were moving a little bit quicker, and I wish the market really reacted more appropriately. But I mean, I'll eat up the low price here. Is Cava Group, CAVA, Mediterranean bowl place, similar to a Chipotle style. Started on the East Coast, slowly making their way into the West Coast here. Like over like I think 50 new locations projected out this year in 2025. Good, good product with in terms of the good. Cost with terms of the inflation, everything. We're able to keep costs low while maintaining pricing, which is good, and then obviously just have continued consumer growth, which is good, despite those factors of consumer pressures. And then I'll be honest with you guys, I parted way with my AMD and my Nvidia stock. I did part way with those guys. I mean, I had Nvidia at an average like 95, 98. And then so I rode that. I've been riding that one. I bought in, and then I rode it back up to like 135, sold, bought, and then watched it fall back down to like 95. Bought back in, rode it up to here at 160, and sold. And then but then my AMD Advanced Money Destroyer, I've been just slowly dollar cost averaging, trying to get something back on that guy for the past like year and a half. And so I finally was able to clear my cost average on this latest run up, and I did decide to part ways for the time being. Now, is that forever? No. It's just I'm not honestly the biggest fan of I think the business model's good, but I just wish the CEO had a little bit more, to them to get them to just have some more pressure on the market, more kind of media, more hype. Because I just think that they're going to make money, but I think it's better to probably just invest in the source, just go right to the teat and go with TSM. Now, yes, there's pressures, right? There's always going to be Chinese pressures regarding Taiwan, but dude, that chip company knows how to make money, and they're going to continue to make money, that's for sure. I bought them around 160. I've been riding them back and forth up to like 200, 180, back down to 200, back down to 220, to back down, back to 220 again, and whatnot. So I've been kind of ping-ponging on them on and off, making some money here, there. We're getting distracted here from the point, but if I use Robinhood. I use Fidelity, Robinhood. I had a T. Rowe Price, but that got rolled. I had a Schwab, but that got rolled. So it's just Fidelity, Robinhood, really. Tim, not a fan of the Mediterranean food. It's good. AMD CPUs are good. They keep slacking on the GPU division despite then. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about. I just need a little bit more from that GPU division. I think it's just too variable, not consistent enough for me. But I've been getting, I've been doing that, and then obviously Robinhood stock, dude. I bought that. I had a $16 average for maybe 75 shares. I sold that guy at 55. I kind of slowly sold out of it, 50 plus, and then it just keeps going. And so I've just been buying calls here every now and then on some momentum and just making a couple $100, couple $100, but just try to just kind of keep making something on them despite having sold. But yeah, they keep grinding, man. They just released a pretty innovative product. I really don't know how it's gonna go, like tokenizing private company, OpenAI and SpaceX. offering like a token portion of that company, I guess. It's going to be of those companies, so it could be really huge, like the first of its kind of product to get access to those companies. Only for EU members at the moment, though, so bummer for me. What's the point? But honestly, you guys know me. I'm not the crypto guy. I kind of am a non-believer. But anyways, let's continue on with the read. So I do want to look up, I'm going to say, is the order of a list converted to a set random? The order of a list converted to a set in Python is not guaranteed to be preserved. Sets in Python are unordered collections, meaning the order of the elements not maintained during the conversion. When they're converted to a list, to a set, the elements are stored in arbitrary order, we know that, which may vary depending on Python implementation and version. Dictionaries preserve insertion order, and this behavior may be leveraged to maintain the order when converting to a list or set. However, this is implementation detail. So my question is why did the spams that were up front here, why did spam go in the middle of this eggs, but why did this eggs get removed if this spam was the one that was kept? Right, that's my question. Yeah, big task. Hey, Logics. Yeah, we took an L. Did not get the job. Rejected. We'll be moving forward with other candidates. Okay, set elements must be hashable. The set type is not hashable. You can't build a set with a nested set instance, but frozen set is hashable. So you can have a frozen set element inside of a set. Okay, we'll say elements within a set must be hashable, right? And we'll say a set itself is not hashable, thus you cannot nest a set within a set. However, frozen set is hashable and can be inserted or added into a set. Okay, interesting. I didn't know that. So then what is really the difference here between a set and a frozen set? I don't really know that, actually. Chat, let's hear it. Come on, know-it-alls in chat before I look it up here. I'm also trying to reduce my AI query usage. I just feel like I want to get more manual work, just kind of searching for answers, looking at multiple sources rather than just immediately getting. I feel like it also helps. Now, I'm not going to completely not use the almighty orb like I have been, but I'm going to continue to obviously not see code and do all that normal stuff, but I feel like I need to do a little bit more grinding for the answers. Okay, so frozen set Python. A frozen set in Python is an immutable version of a set object. Okay, so it's just frozen, it's just stuck. Unlike a regular set, once a frozen set is created, elements can be modified, added, or removed. A frozen set function is used to create a frozen set, and it takes an optional parameter called iterable, which is an iterable object like list, set, or tuple. The function returns an immutable frozen set Select a set and immute version of a set object. Right, so we'll say frozen set function with an iterable, like list setter tuple. Tuple. Alright, let's get caught up on some chats. Yo, Mooch, thanks so much, my guy. Looking fresh? You're looking fresh. Cheers to you, my guy. You're awesome. Cringing myself out here. Yeah, we cut the hair short. Gonna have to do up the hairstyle for you guys next stream. Get rid of the hat, you know? We can finally get rid of the hat. Keep pushing. Yeah, we're pushing, Logix. We're pushing. We're trying. The depression has faded. Mike, I have 500 free money. Where do you invest? Are you planning to get your financial advisor certification? No. I ain't no financial advisor. I'm just an amateur. 500? 500. 500. You know, 500, it's difficult with 500 because, you know, it's you kind of have to either if you play a larger name, your return it can be smaller but more guaranteed. But if you play a smaller name, you know, you have more volatility, more risk, but a large potential return with a shorter time period if they are obviously are a good company. Dude, honestly, $500. Dude, part of me wants to say like, no. I don't know. $500. I'm trying to think of a stock that's like kind of has some value to it that's not. I mean, I think Kava is a good go for $500. It's at $80, 84 a share. You can get like at least, you know, 6 shares. And then you can, you know, at least try to have like maybe like a 125 price target, like a 110, 120 price target, and then try to flip it into something else after that. I think there's some pretty good risk to reward right now on Kava. I think Chipotle has some good risk to reward right now at 55 with a price target of like 65. So if you pick up Chipotle stock right now, CMG, if you pick up like what you have to get like maybe 9 or 8 shares with $500 at 55 a share, and then you have like a $65-$70 price target in like a half a year time frame. That's a pretty good risk to reward. They did make a pretty good move already though, so I did catch that move. I've been watching Chipotle and averaging down. They're also one of my holdings. I was watching them below sub 50. Was adding big time. What else? We'll do one more before we continue reading here. What else? One more. Dude, honestly, with the way things are going, I think on a good pullback, like if we get a good pullback to like maybe 85 a share, even like 90 a share now, I guess, like you could just, you know, buy some Robinhood stock, like I mentioned earlier. Try to ride the momentum up to like to 100, 105. If you want to push it, maybe 110, and then try to flip into something else. I do have some good biotechs that I'm big time long on. I've got quite a big stack of shares on because they're cheap. That hopefully I can flip for like 4 or 5x in maybe a year or two. Frozen Set's probably finalized somehow. I'm trying to learn this too, but it's not being able to comprehend some of this stuff makes me frustrated and I feel dumb. Logix, what stuff are you having trouble to comprehend? What exactly you're trying to learn, my guy? Thanks for the message, my friend. Let me help you out. Hopefully I can help you. Bro burned down 1/4 per stream with his ChatGPT usage. Mohan says agreed. Hey, how's everyone doing? Hey, Watcher D. Been busy with work, but I'm back learning and speed running to get back on that portfolio project. Feeling good and awesome, dude. Nice, dude. You have to let us know how your portfolio is looking. Send us some screenshots in the Discord. Instructions unclear about 500 burritos. Okay. Let's continue here. Elements in the set. Okay, right. In addition to enforcing uniqueness, the set types implement many set operations as infix operators. So, given two sets A and B, A union B returns their union. A ampersand B computes their intersection, and A minus B the difference. A caret B the symmetric difference. Okay, this is interesting. We got to get this stuff here. Okay, so we'll do set operators. Okay, so right, set operators. We have so we'll say given two sets A and B, right? Okay, so A union B, right? This computes, returns their union. So what is union? Like what is in common? What it has in common? Computes their intersection. So this would be what they have in common, right? Maybe union is what they would have like in terms of like Venn diagram, right? This would be what is excluded from the intersection. That's my thought. What do you guys think? Unioning two sets together, is that like in terms of a Venn diagram? My first thought, just right off the jump, I want to just kind of think about it before I look it up. My first thought is that if this is A and this is B, when you union, would it be these guys? And then is pause on these big melons here, my good bad guys. B here, if we ampersand, however, right, would this be this section here? Pause. That makes no sense. Dude, Mooch. Actually, Mooch has an underrated play. I forgot, I didn't mention this one. So I've actually been eyeing this for a little bit now. I've been thinking about just buying 5,000 CS2 cases and letting that ride for a couple years. Dude, because I am dumb. I've been thinking about this for a while now. And I have CS2 cases from when I actually played the game and I got them in drops that have increased in like 7x value from like 4 years ago. So it's just like, man, missed that one, man. But that is an underrated investment opportunity. There's a ton of people that made huge money flipping investments on Steam swag, basically. Learning Python and general logics, this would be my first language. Have you done something like CS50P or read Python Crash Course? The first book I read on stream was Python Crash Course, and that one is a really, really great introductory. This one's Fluent Python. This one has a preface that in the beginning that it's definitely for more intermediate to advanced, like people that kind of know the basics kind of already. but definitely doable, if you want to learn, but has a lot of stuff that you probably would want to get familiar with beforehand. Hey, airdrops. We're reading Fluent Python right now. Jeez. People are sleeping on the CS economy. Honestly, I might need to start really looking into it pretty bad here. So, also you guys, link me in the Discord or in chat right now. I'm going to try to get just like I don't need anything crazy, just something I can play some games on and stream a little bit. Just a little bit of some so I can stream some CS maybe. Like on Friday nights after we stream, I'll hop on the old gaming rig and I'll stream some CS and we'll play some CS at night or something, right? I think that'd be super fun. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know some specs. I haven't built a PC in like 7 years, so I'm really out of the game. Specs really move quick. So let me know what's good. I don't need something crazy. Probably like a 40 series. Yeah. Okay. So let me look up set union. Python. The set union method is to combine two or more sets into a single set containing all unique elements involved in both sets. So if you have sets A 1, 2, 1, 3, and 2, 3, and 5, and B 1, 3, and 5, the union would be 1, 2, 3, and 5. The syntax would be so if you have 3 sets, A, C, D, C, D, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so it just combines them all and makes a union. Return the union, so combines them all. Okay. So, right, this combines two or more sets into a single set containing all unique elements involved in the sets. Okay. Ampersand set A ampersand set B. So this one computes the intersection. So is the intersection, I'm guessing, just what is unique in terms of both of them combined? Set intersection. The intersection method in Python is used to combine common elements between two or more sets. So right. So if set 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, and set 2 is so it's just what they have in common. Okay. Right, we know it. The A minus B computes the set difference. returns a new set containing elements from the first set that are not present in the second set. Returns a new set containing elements from the first set that are not present in the second set. So the ones in B cancel out what's in A if there are in A, and returns what is left over in A. Got you. And then we have A caret. Oop. So this one computes the symmetric difference. Okay. So set caret Python. The symmetric difference in Python is used to return a new set containing elements that are present in either of the two sets but not in both. Oh, this is what I was doing earlier. This here. This is the operation is equivalent to the XOR operator in set theory, where elements common to both sets are excluded. Okay. I start on CS50. I'll look into Python Crash Course book. Yeah, I have it in my Discord just as a linked PDF with my personal notes as well. You can feel free to go back and watch my past streams at the start of my channel if you want to kind of listen to me read it along and kind of watch me do the problems and stuff. I'm also going back through and uploading the Python Crash Course solutions to the Try It Yourself problems just to my channel for you guys as well. Okay. Smart use of set operations can reduce both the line count and the execution time of Python programs at the same time, making code easier to read and reason about by removing loops and conditional logic. For example, imagine you have a large set of email addresses, the haystack, and a smaller set of addresses, the needles. You need to count how many needles occur in the haystack. Thanks to the set intersection, the ampersand operator, you can code that in a simple line. So you can just find the length of needles and haystack. Without the intersection operator, you'd have to write a for loop, right, where you have to say found and then increase found, right? Runs slightly faster than this one here. Oh, example 312 runs slightly faster than example 313. On the other hand, example 313 works for any iterable objects, needles, and haystacks, while 312 requires that both be sets. So this works for any iterable and is a little bit slower. This is a little bit faster, but has to be sets, right? Returns a new set. With common elements between two or more sets. So in example 14, you can say found, you can set needles and set the haystack iterable, call length of that. In another way, you can say set needles dot intersection of haystack. So the intersection method onto this set applies to just an iterable. You don't have to make it to a set itself. Of course, there's an extra cost involved in building the sets in example 314, but if either the needles or the haystack is already a set, The alternative, example 314, may be cheaper than 313, right? So if you already have a set of haystack, it might be cheaper to do it this way. Any one of the preceding examples are capable of searching 1,000 elements in a haystack. Any one of the preceding examples are capable of searching 1,000 elements in a haystack of 10 million items in about 0.3 milliseconds. That's close to 0.3 microseconds per element. Besides the extremely fast membership test, thanks to the underlying hash table, the set and frozen set built-in types provide a rich API to create new sets, or in the case of set, to change existing ones. We'll discuss the operations shortly, but first a note about syntax. Okay, let's finish this page here. Set literals. All right, so this is going to be the syntax of set literals, set one, object of one, 1, 2, etc. looks exactly like math notation with one important exception. There's no literal notation for the empty set. So we must remember to write set as a function. Don't forget to create an empty set. You should use the constructor without an argument set. If you write a blank dictionary, you're creating an empty dictionary. That hasn't changed in Python 3. In Python 3, the standard string representation of sets always use the blank dictionary notation, or the dictionary ... notation, except for the empty set, right? So this is a type of set. You pop one element, it still is a set, it's just empty. Literal set syntax set 1, 2, 3 is both faster and more readable than calling the constructor set list 1, 2, 3. The latter form is slower because to evaluate it, Python has to look up the set name to fetch the constructor, then build a list, and finally pass it to the constructor. In contrast, to build a literal 1, 2, 3 set, Python runs a specialized build set bytecode. There's no specialized syntax to represent frozen set literals. They must be created by calling the constructor. The standard string representation in Python 3 looks like a frozen set constructor call. Note the output in the console session. Frozen set range of 10. Frozen set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1. I got a haircut, my friend. I got a haircut. I cut the old flow, Eduardo. Welcome in, my friend. Thanks for joining me here. If you guys are here enjoying the stream and enjoying having me back here, leave a thumbs up and consider subbing along. We're almost at 2,500. Maybe we can hit it here before the end of the evening. That'd be kind of crazy. Thank you guys so much for joining me back to our study session here of Python grinding. Okay. Speaking of syntax, the idea of list comps we adapted to build sets as well. Set comprehensions. Set comps were added way back in Python 2.7, together with the dict comps that we saw in tick comprehensions on page 79. Example 315 shows how. Example 315, build a set of Latin 1 characters that have the word sign in their Unicode names. Alright, so we're going to say from Unicode data import name, and then we're going to chur every character, which means we're going to convert the character from its numerical value to its ASCII character value from that number for every integer in the range of 32 to 56. So from 32 to 255, we're going to convert that number into its ASCII character. If quote sign in the name chur index I So we're only going to do the chur conversion if the name chur I is a type of stir, I'm guessing. So import name function from the Unicode data to obtain character names. Build a set of characters from codes from 232 to 255 that have the word sign in their names. Oh, so if just sign in their name. Oh, so you convert the character and then you get the name of, using Unicode data, the name of it. So equals sign, less than sign, $sign. Got you. Build a set of characters with the word sign in the name. The order of the output changes for each Python process because of the salted hash mentioned in what is hashable on page 84. Syntax matters aside, let's now consider the base behavior of sets. Alright, I'm just going to take a screenshot of this, just for an example. And then for set literals, I'll say here, I'll go like this. I'll say, used to create an empty set, right? I'll say I'll say like a filled a non-empty, I guess I'll say. Okay. Perfect. Hey, how's it going? Watto? Appreciate you for being here, my guy. Alright. How about that? Is that a little bit better? Put on 5. That seems pretty loud, but, you know. Alright, let me know how that is. Okay. Set comprehensions. Okay, so I'm gonna finish our reading there. So we're on this heading here. So this is practical consequences of how sets work. All right, cool. So we'll stop there, and we'll, so if you want access to these notes, I'm not sure if I'm actually sharing them. Let me go save this and go here. Let me open up my, yes, I am. Say get status. So if you want access to these notes, you can find them on my GitHub for Fluent Python in the repo Fluent Python. Continue chapter 3. All right, push that up. Cool. Bro, oil up the chair. Yeah, I know, it's squeaky, huh? Oil it up. All right, you guys, so we're going to start working on the project here next. So that was a good little reading session on sets. I learned a little bit there on some different types of set operators, and then got some more familiarity with some set comprehension, which is always good. Yeah, so we'll continue on with our reading in Fluent Python tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for, we're going to get on to the project now. Okay, so we're building this guy here. Let me go throw some food in the air fryer real quick. Give me like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right. Okay, let's get some, let's work on the project here. Let's get a different tune going. What kind of tune do we want? All right, what kind of tunes do we want here? I kind of want this guy's beats. All right, back. This one's kind of sick. All right, let's get into this. Okay, so we're working on the Wackathon Stalker project. I'm going to just kind of build here. I'm going to just build and chat along with you guys. This is open to contribution, so if you would like to contribute, you can access this in my GitHub linked in the description. And there's also a portion in the Discord where we have discussions about different features and things regarding it, so make sure you pull the latest changes on dev and whatnot. And yeah, so I don't really know exactly how to, I've never organized or ran like a project for people before, or in this kind of style or whatever. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of continue building the initial structure, because it seemed like some people had some difficulty following my idea, but I think it'll become quite clear and easy to follow once we kind of get things going here. I've already started to build. Yesterday I did some coding off stream. I'm going to just code here. I'm going to jot down my ideas and get a session in. Feel free to ask me questions in chat, and I'll message or talk with you guys here, but I'm just going to kind of grind away and get going. I got my pen and my paper here to jot down ideas and things I want to complete for today. And yeah, so this is 30, 25. Okay, so we're working on Stalker today. What do we want to accomplish today? So yesterday I wrote the account. And position classes just quite simply here. Now, it's not perfect. There are a couple things I want to add and include. You guys can go and look at these on your own devices if you pull the latest changes from the repo. Just go ahead and fork off and then make sure you pull on dev. And if you guys have any updates, make sure you push and do pull requests on dev branch, not main. Main is just a protected branch that will merge things into. But okay, so today I want to work on I need to work on the portfolio. All right, let's cook. Okay, so we need to portfolio class. Feel free to ask any questions regarding the project. If you guys have any ideas, if you guys want to go back to my code and contribute and add things, feel free. I will preface, there is no AI, so do not use AI. You can use AI to learn and whatnot and to get help, but all the code, every line that is in the project that isn't like a comment or like a type or like a doc string or something. Every actual function or code of Python itself should be hand typed by you. Yes, I know that might suck for some of you guys that are kind of more experienced, but I think that it's best that way to, really keep our projects kind of consistent and have just get better. We want to get better actual programming, right? Okay, so we're going to build the portfolio class today. I'm going to build a portfolio class. What else do I want to build today? So let's just start out with that. Okay, let's build this bad boy. Okay, so this is what I want to do. So we're going to say okay. We're going to say class portfolio. I'm going to define an initialization function. We'll pass in self here. So I'm currently kind of doing a style where I'm only having the user require things that they're needing to be required, and the property methods within the Python object-oriented module and classes will be able to dynamically, calculate various calculations and summations on the fly, rather than having to do things, ourselves and keep it as a permanent instance method. So what I mean by that is, so the portfolio, really all the user needs to give the portfolio a name of a type stir, right? The user also needs to give so we'll say so it gives a name of type stir, right? The portfolio. We're going to give a portfolio also consists of some other basic properties, right, that we're going to so yeah, right. Okay, so cool. So the portfolio class has a name, right? We have a total value, and we have an unrealized gain, right? So, but the thing is the total value is coming from different things. Portfolio. So I'm going to say, I guess that's all we really need to get for now. We can obviously add some more stuff here. Okay, so let's go ahead and define a couple of properties. Right, and actually, so we're going to have to give a self.accounts is equal to an array of counts. No, it's going to be an array, a dictionary. And so we're going to have a function here called def add account given self, where we're going to have a, we're going to need to go from dot account, import account. Okay. So we're going to add an account here. So we're going to be given, this is going to be given, how did I do the other one again? So is it like this? Yeah. So it's going to be stir and then account here. So given an account to add, right? Just going to return none. Okay, if account, which I already will have, so what should I then say here rather than that? So let me look at my, I'm just going to take a similar functionality here. Okay, so we're going to go self.accounts, account dot name, right, equals to account. We'll say account dot account this has an institution, right? Located or held with account dot institution. Account name, we'll say dot title, held with account institution dot title, added to self dot name, dot title, just for some verbal confirmation here with some print statements. No, nothing AI. Nothing AI at the moment. Okay. Okay, so that'll add an account. And then we're gonna go. Oh, nugs are done, boys. Give me one sec. Chicken nugs, chicken nugs. Crispin' up nice, boys. Crispin' up nice. Chicken nuggets are crispin' up nice. All right, I'm over this song. We need some better vibes. Let's go, boys. Oh, yeah. Okay, so then we're going to have def count itself count. So you can either give the account itself, can you give the account name, type stir. So what I'll do is this. I already wrote a similar function here. Okay, so I'll say if account, the remove is self.accounts.pop, the account dot name, right? Else none. If account is none, raise this, raise portfolio error. Account not found, removal failed. Else print account dot name dot upper was removed from self dot name dot title held with right account dot institution dot title was removed from self dot name the portfolio successfully. Perfect. Okay, so elif account name, right, will pop off self.accounts.pop name, account name, say portfolio error here. Checker not found, or account name not found, removal failed. Else print account name dot upper removed. So the thing is, I need to do this though. I need to specify a lower here as well as just on ticker that lower. There's no portfolio error, else print account name that was removed from held with account dot institution. Why is this bad? Oh, I don't have access to account. So this gets the remainder. So we can just call the remainder here. Or what should be removed. Okay. Cool. So now what I can do, oh, let me go do my nugs. Be right back. Straight nugs, straight nugs. Got my chicken nugs. Let's go. Everybody left. Sorry, you guys. My headphones are dying here too. Alright, got my dinner here. Wrap it up. Burrito style. Very good. Wait for my headphones to charge a little bit. Let's get another bite here. Okay. Yeah. You take a chicken nuggets. You take chicken nuggets. Air fry them. Dice them up. Throw some cheese on there inside of a tortilla with some lettuce and some ranch. Maybe some buffalo sauce. It's like 1-to-1 with Del Taco. With a little like spring mix in there. Oh yeah. Okay. Property. Okay, so I want to, this is gonna be total value, right? For account in self.accounts.values, we're going to say account dot total value plus equals this total value here. Right? Return value. So we'll say turn 0, 0, else we're going to take a total value. Maybe some rice in there? Yeah, that'd be a good idea too. Alright. Okay. Then this is going to be the same as well. Right? So let me just do this. Unrealized gain. Self.accounts. Total gain. Okay, so now let's test this out. Let's go push that up. Okay, so Yeah. So we can shrink these down here even further, like Silver Dude said. So we'll say, well, by doing a list comprehension, I'd have to, what, sum the list that I'm creating. So I would also be creating. So the thing is with the property, I don't, with the list comprehension, maybe I would, because I don't want to create like a data structure in memory just for a property call, because then it'll slow it down even further. Right? What do you guys think? Because they could create a list comprehension and then sum it, but then I'm creating a list comprehension and then summing again, so it becomes two O of M rather than just one O of N pass with returning a single value. Because I don't really need to create a new list structure, right? Yeah, exactly. So I'm not needing to create a new list structure and then having to sum that new data structure would just create more time and more memory space than I'm needing just for this simple property calculation. So I don't think we're gonna do that. So let's go ahead and, okay, so this is where I'm testing stuff out. So I have an account here. Let me add in one more account. Let me create two more test positions. Call this 3 and 4. Let's make this be Kava and this be Tesla stock. Have this be, we'll say this is Trad IRA. Let's say that this one's with Robinhood, right? So we'll add these account to test account 1 and 2. Okay, so let me duplicate these down. Let me add position 2, position 2, position 3, position 2, 4. Print out this, and then let's print out this. Okay. Okay, so we're getting, right, we added 1 share of Apple to our Roth, 1 share of Microsoft to our Roth, and 1 share of Kava to our IRA, and 1 share of Tesla to our IRA. And then we printed the account 1 total value, so our Fidelity account total value, which should just be Apple plus Microsoft, which looks about right. Microsoft's about 500, Apple's about 200, so that looks about right. And then this should be Tesla plus Kava, so about 320 plus 70 something, or 80, so that looks about right as well. Perfect, so nice. Okay. All right. Interesting. All right, let's do this. We could do like, let's ask the Almighty here. Let's see. Let's do this. Which is faster? That or summing with a list comprehension? Yeah, that's right. So what we really would want to do is we would use. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. Yo, thanks so much, Rise. That literally scared me so bad. I thought I was like, what is going on? Something's happening. Thank you. Wow, dude, thank you for the prime sub, Rise. Look at that. Hey, we got a sub! Woo! I know that scared me too. My bad, y'all, my bad. Thank you so much, Rise. You're the boss. You're the boss. Thank you so much, man. Eating my chicken wrap here. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do a generator comprehension. Let's say return the sum of val or account index of total value for account in values. Yeah. Okay. Just like that. Okay, then we can do the same thing here. Return the sum of the account, or not, sorry. Like that, sorry. Not a unrealized gain for account and self.account.values. Okay, so now if we go here, there we go. We got total value. Now because we bought this share for $0, our unrealized gain should be these numbers. So if I go here and print out test account unrealized gain and unrealized gain here, there we go. They're the same numbers. Perfect. Okay, so that's because I have an average cost of $0, right? The unrealized gain is based on your average cost. Some Hey Marty, how's it going? So you're saying that's 2 passes. Yeah, this is the fastest way. We could get it faster if we cache values, right? Okay, because this is a generator. We're not creating an additional memory object, we're creating just a generator object, which is even more memory efficient via the... So then what we can do here is let's just go delete this, return the sum of this for positions, positions, like so. And we can do the same thing here. Dot unrealized gain. Okay, so let's make sure that is still working appropriately. 702. Nice. No worries, Rise. I appreciate the sub. You're awesome, my guy. I'll take an ear blowout pause for a little sub. Hey, Flickin' Beats. I haven't learned anything on NeoVim yet. Sorry about that, my guy. Sorry about that, my dude. Thanks, Silver Dude. I like your ways of thinking. Okay, so now let's go ahead and then let's add these to a portfolio. Right, so from classes dot portfolio import portfolio. Okay, so you're gonna have one portfolio. Test portfolio equals to a portfolio where our name is going to be equal to Michael Deming portfolio, Michael Deming portfolio. And then that's all we provided, right? Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is called test portfolio dot add account, and I'm going to add in test account number 1 and test account number 2. Okay. I need to call these here. Sorry, here. Okay, we add those accounts. So now, if I call print test portfolio dot total value, it should be these two summed. Okay, moment of truth. Come on, baby, show me the money. 702.58 plus 401.89. Yes. Nice. Okay, so we are able to get that together. Really nice, really nice, really nice. So that's really cool. So let's go git add. Let's commit here. Folio. Okay. Nice. Okay, that's cool. So now we have the ability to add, right? From our portfolio, you can add an account. So So rather than add position, I'm going to call this update position. Because this just overrides, right? Yeah, I think so. Because the thing is with the account right now, so how I'm doing this is I'm doing it with an update function. So this update function will just override, given this new position, it'll just stick it within our positions dictionary, right? Now, with the ticker as the key and the value as the actual position. Hey, Gina. So if I were to, right, if I were to, so the thing I'm not doing here is I'm not using a weighted average of additional purchases. So I've opted to not do that because of this. I would, it's not supposed to be a perfect like tracker of what is actually in your brokerage. Your brokerage has the math for you, right? This is supposed to be for you to accumulate multiple brokerages together in order via accounts, right? To like um, to have within an overarching portfolio. Sorry. So that being said, is when you add, so the main, let's just start from the ground up, right? So you have a position. A position takes in a ticker symbol, a number of shares, and an average cost, right? So all I'm doing is I'm using Y Finance to get the ticker info. I'm then getting the regular market price, setting that to current price, and then getting right, and then returning current price for the get info. If the info key is of current price, right? If the info key is of sector, then I return the sector from this ticker info, right? And then I can add a bunch more cases for additional stuff to extract out if I want. Now, to update the position, you provide an amount of shares and right, a shares to update and a new average cost to update, right? So you'd have to call this method twice then. One to update the shares and one to update the average cost itself. So maybe I'll make this update position. Have this be new share. It's the account. Update position. So I have an updated position, which just overrides the position with the new position created. So I can get access to the position object itself, call update to it, update the shares, and update the average cost. Yeah. Okay. So then if I were on my main here, I have a position here. So if I want to call I would have to like visually access the position. Right? So that's what I'm trying to figure out here is like if I wanted to update this position with additional shares that I bought, a new shares amount, and a new average cost, right? Update position. Test account. Okay, update position. Okay, we'll just call add position then rather, like I had before. Right. So we'll add a position to the account. But the thing is if I update this object, so let me do this. Test position 1 dot update shares new share count new gonna remove this match new shares equals to float new shares. Remove this. Move this. This back. This back. Okay, try to float the new shares, accept position. New share. New share count must be 0 plus. We'll save the shares. And then we'll try float. And set that. Okay, so now if I call update on new shares equals to 2, new average cost equals to 0, right? And then I print this. What will I get? So let me call this first here. Okay, good. So it did go up by the amount of Apple shares live. Okay, good. So what I was looking for here, you guys, is I wanted to make sure that my portfolio object, right, when after I added the accounts, if I got the total value and then I updated one of the positions within said account, right, then it gives me a new value with that news, right? So I add one share of Apple at around $200 a share, right? And before that, I had 1,100 for total value here. I updated my share count of Apple at 0 average cost to 2 shares. So now I should have a total value of 2 shares of Apple now included. So that went up by about 200. Perfect. See, now if I print out, if I go print test portfolio dot unrealized gain, right? If I print that, that'll give me the same value as what the previous one was. But now if I update this average cost to be I have 2 shares of Apple now, an average cost of, let's say, $10 a share. This will lower my unrealized gain down. Which it did perfectly. There. By $20. Perfect. So I have 2 shares of Apple at an average of 10 each, right? So 309 to 1289. Perfect. Okay, so that's working appropriately then, which is really nice. Okay, you guys. I think I'm going to call it here for this evening. Thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with me during this work session. We coded for, we did about 30 minutes of reading at the beginning of the stream, and then we did about an hour and a half of project work here, where we built the position class. We defined some properties, which were really, not position class. We did the portfolio class here, and we converted over, let me make sure, date, portfolio, count, good. Yeah, we converted over these into some generator comprehensions to do some better, more performance on our end. And then we have this overall portfolio class, which houses individual accounts, right? And then you can add accounts, delete accounts, and then you can access the total value by accessing the total values of each of the accounts, right? So it's just like you have a total value of a position, which then you can have many of, right, within an account, and you sum up all the total values of the positions to get to the total value of the account, and then you sum up all the values of the accounts to get the total value of the portfolio. So it's just a very, very simple, honestly, it's a very simple hierarchical approach for just kind of stacking these kind of objects, not nest. We don't need to do inheritance or nest from one another. We can keep them separate for this type of project, but they do relate to one another by housing them within these kind of data structures of these dictionaries. And we're accessing them via their account name or the position name via like the ticker symbol and whatnot. So really, really, really cool. Like, right, an account can only have a single position of Apple inside of it. Yeah, I mean, we could take this one step further, right, and have like, right, we could have a step in between the portfolio and the account called the brokerage, which would be the institution, Fidelity, Robinhood, Schwab, or whatever, that nests or that houses all of these accounts that you may have within this brokerage, right? Any questions on Stalker? So this project is open on my GitHub if you guys would like to contribute. Now I just do have some general rules. There is no, you can use AI to just, help yourself to learn and to kind of get better and to, help yourself with, bugs and whatnot. But all the code that you actually write by hand, try to mimic my similar approach here by actually, typing. Everything that you write that isn't like a doc string or something should be, typed out actually by you and your fingers. Like, and so try your best to, take this opportunity if you want to collaborate on this project. This is the Whackathon project, so this is open for you guys to contribute to and add as you guys see fit if we all agree on the feature being added per the pull request. When did I start this project, or just in general? I started programming about a little over a year ago. I started with Harvard CS50P. My name is Michael. I have a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry. I graduated from Utah State in 2021. I work as a formulation chemist for a biotech company where I make biological controls and I kind of manipulate concentration matrices to predict theoretical concentrations of products. And I've been teaching myself how to code and trying to implement automation and various other bioinformatics techniques and chemistry projects into programming and my learning journey so far. So thank you guys so much for being here and joining me for this evening. If you guys would like to participate, again, this project is open for you guys to participate as part of the Whackathon. So join the Discord link down below, where you can get access to my roadmap of learning for free. Every book that I've read, note I've taken, everything I've given back to you guys as well. So thank you guys so much for being here and joining me this evening. I'll be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. PST, where I stream every single day, where we'll continue on with our reading in Fluent Python and continuing on with our project Stalker here. Today like I said, we got a portfolio built up, and then we did some debugging and some fixing on some of these other classes we have, and then we just did some testing to make sure that we link together positions that go with accounts, and then the accounts that go with the portfolio, and then you can actually update the positions within the portfolio within those set accounts and then it reflects live. As you can see, you have these changes happening live as you make changes and update the positions. So it's really nice so far. What else, you guys? What else? That's kind of all I got. So chat with me on Discord. Message me there if you have any questions. Again, if you guys would like to add anything to the Discord, please make it your original, or add anything to the project. Please make it your original work and submit a pull request and message in the Discord in the Whackathon section regarding your PR. And yeah, let me go ahead and just push up these changes. Testing. Cool. Nice, my friends. If you guys are here, consider leaving a like. Really appreciate you guys being here so far. Let me check the Discord. Alright, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you tomorrow around 7 p.m. PST, where I stream every single day, me teaching myself computer science and practicing programming and building projects live. I'm going to get back on the horse for uploading the Python crash course try it yourself solution videos for you guys. I know you guys like those videos and that those help you learn. So I'm going to try to do, honestly, I'm going to try to do one a day and just completely bust out the entire book. I'll see how long that lasts, but that's my goal, is to try to do one video a day for the foreseeable future, as well as stream. I'm really going to try to grind here and stay focused. So thank you guys so much for being here, and please chat with me in the Discord and subscribe, like the stream,